Hello, I am Bruce Beach, the DawnSayer. I love God, and I love Jesus Christ. I also read the Bible and think that it is from God. So do many other people, Muslims for instance, but I'm not a Muslim, although I recognize Muhammad as the prophet of God and read the Quran. I also love Buddha and Krishna and all the other prophets of God of which I am aware. I would also like for you to love the other religions, no matter what is your religion. I talk mainly to Christians because that is the part of the world in which I live. There are two things that I want to talk to you about. First, living in the time of the Antichrist. And second, how to build God's kingdom. I'm going to begin explaining about living in the time of the Antichrist by saying that you're going to have to take the mark. There is no avoiding it. There are 7 verses in the Bible that talk about the mark, and I'm going to go through them. You will need to look at your own version of the Bible to make sure that it says the same thing. The verses. And he causes all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the freemen and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. That says all, without exception. Everyone will get the mark on their forehead or in their hand. There are no exceptions given, so that means if you're living at the time of the Antichrist, you will get the mark. Many today feel that the mark refers to a chip, and yes, that may very well be the case, something we shall discuss in another video. And he provides that no one will be able to buy or to sell, except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. This says no one will be able to buy who does not have the mark. So unless you farm, fish, capture, or whatever your food, or someone gives it to you, it looks like you might starve to death. Many people feel that the remaining verses do not bode well for those who do take the mark. However, the verses actually state it is not that bad as many people think. Then another angel, a third one, followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If anyone worships the beast and his image, and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand, he also will drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is mixed in full strength in the cup of his anger, and he will be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Here you see verse 9 actually provides an out, because it says, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand. Do you not see that the operative word is "and"? So the key thing is not to receive the image on the forehead. If you worship the beast and his image, a lot of things may be bad for you, include receiving the mark. But it does not say receiving the mark will be bad if you've not worshipped the beast and his image. In fact, you've already been told that you're going to receive the mark, but just to be sure that you do not worship the beast and his image. So the first angel went and poured out his bowl on the earth, and it became a loathsome and malignant sore on the people who had the mark of the beast and who worshiped his image. Here, once again, it is emphasized that it is bad for those who worship the beast. But it does not say that it is bad for those who only take the mark. And the beast was seized, and with him the false prophet, who performed the signs in his presence, by which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast and those who worshipped his image. These two were thrown alive into the lake of fire, which burns with brimstone. This verse is about the beast and the false prophet being punished. It is not about those who received the mark. Then I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was given to them. And I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded because of their testimony of Jesus and because of the word of God. And those who had not worshipped the beast or his image, and had not received the mark on their forehead and on their hand, and they came to life and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. This final verse is about the reward for those who, A, give the testimony of Jesus, B, have not worshipped the beast or his image, neither one, C, have not received the mark on their forehead, and not or on their hand, because the verses are very clear that everyone has to have the mark in their hand in order to buy or sell, in fact to live, but they don't have to take the mark in their forehead. The natural meanings of what it is to take the mark in one's forehead and many things about the nature of the mark will be covered another time. But if you are a minister, sit down with your parishioners, or sit down with your minister if you're not a minister, and go through the verses to be very certain that everyone understands that everyone is going to take the mark. But that it is important to understand, that is to say what one is not to do, and that is to worship the beast or its image, or to take the mark in their forehead. One certainly needs to understand what that latter part means. But that is something to be covered in another video. Please come visit me at webpal.org.